Hello folks again, this is Judd. I'm going to wrap up some of the stuff that I talked about earlier, and I'm going to talk about G Phrygian today. Last time I talked about Dorian, and before that Aeolian. So this is another minor sounding mode. Basically the Phrygian scale, the scale degrees are 1, flat 2, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 6, and flat 7. So comparing that to the Aeolian mode, and instead of the major scale, basically all we got to do to get the Phrygian from Aeolian mode is the flat to 2 on this, and so I'll play it. And this is G Phrygian. The parent major scale, or relative major scale of this, is E flat major, but I like to refer to them in parallel. So G Phrygian. So the notes are 1, flat 2, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 6, flat 7, 1, flat 2, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 6, flat 7, 1, flat 2, flat 3, flat 2, 1. On there going down, it's 1, flat 7, flat 6, 5, 4, flat 3, flat 2, 1, flat 7, flat 6, 5, 4, flat 3, flat 2, 1. So as you can tell from the minor scale, I'll play the minor scale in a lower octave here. Going back down. Now I'll play Phrygian, and you can hear what that sounds like. So you notice there's a half step now between the root and that next note up, the flat 2. Kind of creates some tension there. Chord progression for that. Basically it's still a 1 minor 7, or a 1 minor chord. And it's a little different than the minor, or going up this one, the second octave here. Kind of sounds kind of Spanish in nature, but that's just standard Phrygian. So you know, chord progression is kind of difficult to play, but not difficult to play, but trying to find a progression that works for that is like maybe a 1 minor. And the chord scale for this would be a 1 minor 7, a flat 2 major 7, flat 3 dominant 7, a 4 minor 7, a 5 minor 7 flat 5, a flat 6 major 7, and a flat 7 minor 7. Or instead of the 7th chords, you have the 1 minor, flat 2 major, flat 3 major, 4 minor, 5 diminished, flat 6 major, and flat 7 minor. Chord progression you could probably play. I'm just kind of going G minor, A flat major, F minor, back to G minor. So it's basically 1 flat 2 major, flat 7 minor, back to the 1. Something like that. You can get outside of it too if you want, but anyway, so that'd be a good progression to do. If you can look at my posts, that'd be good too. So, but basically the sound of Phrygian, and it's good that kind of trill on that flat too. Or heavy metal type. Something like that, kind of cool rhythm. Sometimes it's cool just to play on that G minor. That was Phrygian, and now I'll play Aeolian. Back to Phrygian. Dorian. Back to Phrygian. Something like that. The minor arpeggio, of course, over the 1. The pentatonic scale, again, like I was saying, is like the framework for the Phrygian as well, the minor pentatonic. So in addition, so in order to get the Phrygian out of the minor pentatonic, just add the flat 2 and the flat 6. Like we did with the Dorian before, it was the, did I say flat 6? No, I said flat 2 and 6. Anyway, like with the Dorian before, you added the 6 and then the 2. So it's good to have the pentatonic being there as your anchor for this. So I guess that's it for the Phrygian mode. This probably, you can look online, and there's tons of songs. Spanish in nature probably, because it's kind of has a Spanish feel to it. Anyway, that's about it for Phrygian. Let me go into, last time I talked about legato technique, and let me go into a little thing. Probably a lot of people want to play fast, and that's good. What I've found is basically you're only going to be as fast as you can play on one string. That'll be your fastest picking speed, say your bass. Let me pull this down a little bit here. So basically, and up picking as well. And what I like to do is give your picking hand a break in between, because it helps you synchronize with the rhythm better. You can set a metronome. I've found that I can get the 20-30 beats more per minute by giving yourself a break, and it gets your hand warmed up. So it's like one hand it down, and just try playing on one string, because like I said, you know, you can have tons of scales and stuff, but you're only going to be as fast as you are on that one string, and it'll probably be slower because you got a lot of string skipping involved, or changing from one string to the next. But if you really want to focus on technique, tremolo picking is a good thing. But like I said, give your arm a break in between. One hand down. Da, da, da. As you can see, you know, I'm not very fast at it, but it takes a little time to get used to. But don't sacrifice the speed for control. What I mean by that is you should be able to speed up, like do you should be able to slow down without having to kind of step on the clutch, I guess. You know, you kind of going between picking fast and slowing, like half notes or eighth notes. You know, I'm doing 16ths. Something like that. And also start on up picking. It's a little difficult, but it'll help you in the long run with everything else. And reset your hand every time on that quarter note, because basically you're going to do 16th notes and then a quarter, 16th and a quarter. So it gives you that time to, you know, reset your hand. And you'll find that you're just focusing on this hand. You just don't want to worry about this other fretting hand. You whatever note you want to play, but and most of the time I pick from the wrist when you're on one string. When you're crossing adjacent strings, you gotta move your elbow anyway. There's only so much span you can do by trying to rotate your wrist here, and basically your articulation is going to change because basically you're having to go down. But if you move your hand down, basically your articulation, your elbow down with your hand as you're picking, you can keep that same kind of pick attack, where the angle of the pick won't change as you cross strings. But like I was saying, for faster, you know, if you're having problems with speed, work on that one. And you can go, you know, say maybe up the scale, you know. It might get boring, but you know, it's less boring. Something like that. It takes this hand out of the equation, like I was saying before, but hopefully that helps. Like I said, I'm not that fast, but I think I'll get it with that little thing there. Like I said, you're only going to be as fast as you can pick on one string, and all the other stuff will follow. So if you can get that one string up to speed, like with tremolo picking, you know, doing the other stuff will come easier. Anyway, next time I gotta look. I'm probably gonna do another write-up, I think, on Lefty Guitar Trader, but we'll see what happens then. Till then, have a good one.